Morning, everybody. Today we're featuring another one of those play within a play videos. The last time I did this, I got some feedback. A couple of people liked it. One of the negative comments was having it in the bottom right corner obscures the minimap and obscures the initial hit markers. The little emblems that you get for the hits. So today I'm going to put it in the top left-hand corner. It might obscure some of the hits, etc. But we'll see. Maybe this works better. Yeah. What are we looking at? It is my good friend Louise. He's in the top left-hand corner in his Petropavlovsk. And then I've got Reichenbacker in his Yoshino for the main screen. Okay. So, why the selection of the two there? The major reason for that, as an email comes in, I should really close my email client when I do this. Main reason for this is I don't think I've ever featured a Yoshino replay. Yoshino is not what I would call the most popular tier 10 ship. And there's various reasons for that. She is essentially the Azuma of tier 9, except she has torpedo tubes and obviously a little bit of a different hit, HP pool, etc. But as with my Azuma video, like I said, you see that little antenna on the bow and you see that little antenna on the stern. That is your citadel. And people will say, no, but the model shows, jokingly, no, that is your citadel. Anything gets close to you broadside, you're a citadel. Second reason is my good friend Louise. He gets himself in a bit of a tactical position here, close onto that island that we see on the left. Sitting there, he's got quite a bit of camera movement moving around. What this does show, which is pretty cool, is the different playstyles of the two tier 10 cruisers. Yoshino has got excellent HE, same as the Azuma. And I really actually find the models quite aesthetically pleasing. The ship models for both the Azuma and the Yoshino is just so pretty. It's very much a personal choice. You don't have to like it. If you don't like it, I'm not going to blame you. I absolutely really enjoy the models. Now, Petropavlovsk, obviously the new tier 10 Russian heavy cruiser. I literally recently unlocked it, and I think I featured a replay in ranked. That thing is tough as nails. Completely different playstyle. I don't think I saw Louise fire more than 2 salvos of HE. He uses predominantly AP and wrecks things. Yoshino cannot tank like the Petropavlovsk, and that's why you're seeing completely different playstyles here. Both of them see a Riga, and both of them start shooting at the Riga. And obviously, I've turned the sound off for the small cam. And we can see there's the first 3 shell hits and a fire. Seven shell hits, 11,000 damage on the Des Moines, and he gets another fire. You see what I meant by the Yoshino's HE being absolutely so potent. As the Des Moines turns away, I see Reichenbacker turns to AP. Bunch of over penetrations. There's a Bismarck pushing in quite heavily. And it is really strange to see the perspective from so far of the bottom of this map. Usually everybody is contesting C round about where Louise is sitting in his Petropavlovsk, around that island, not this far down. And that's why I said, again, I chose these 2 replays that they sent. Ooh, and we see in the small screen, Louise scored a citadel on that very Des Moines. There he is in a world of hurt. And Reichenbacker manages to kill him.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
And he gets first blood.
Off to a great start.
So the Riga that was with him there has decided to hightail it out of here. Apparently things are getting a little bit too hot. And he touches one shell on the Riga and he gets a fire. Yeah, it's got fantastic. It's got fantastic fire setting potential for a cruiser. So obviously both of them on Discord, they're communicating, they're calling out the targets and they're saying, hey, we need to kill this, we kill that. Louise can't move out from that little cove that his Petropavlovsk is in. And of course the big difference between the Azuma and the Yoshino is these two racks of torpedoes that it has. So we see Reichenbacker pre-torping in the general area of that cluster of ships. And if anything turns right, turns wrong, they might eat some torpedoes. Ooh, 6 hits on the North Carolina, 2 fires immediately. And the North Carolina burns the damage control.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
And unfortunately, Reichenbacker and Louise's team lose 2 buffaloes. So their team is actually 1 kill down. And they lose an anchorage as well. Damn, people stop dying. Get good. And he just touches the stern of the North Carolina and he gets another fire. And that'll be a perma fire for about a minute because we saw the North Carolina burn his damage control due to the first 2 fires. And the North Carolina wasn't wrong there and he didn't make the general mistake that I always joke about. 4 shell hits on the Massachusetts there.
Stations requesting fire on the designated target.
His next 2 shells connect and he gets double fires on the Massachusetts. Massachusetts obviously damage controls that and there is nothing wrong with damage controlling 2 fires. Damage controlling 1 fire, bad. Damage control 2 fires. Friendly Iowa takes out an enemy Seattle to start evening the scores. And he gets a perma fire on the Massachusetts. Massachusetts repair party, damage control reloads I think in 45 seconds, so it won't stick as long as, for example, on the North Carolina though. So he switches to AP as he sees a broadside Baltimore. Now of course the AP is also phenomenally good. And he eats Citadel there for 8,000 damage. Holland finishes off that Baltimore over there, and we see both of them focusing the Massachusetts that is now still burning on 4,000 damage. Gets 1 hit on the stern, needs to lead it a little bit more. We see Louise start pulling out and start chasing things with his Petropavlovsk. Shimakaze kills an Iowa. And that Massachusetts has all been taken out of the match.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
Oh, only 2 hits on that Massachusetts. And again, notice the very different playstyles between the 2 cruisers. We see Reichenbacker in the open water here, 3/4 speed, then full speed kiting and just shooting HE. And then we look at Louise up in the top left-hand corner in the Petropavlovsk. He grabs himself an island, goes bow in, and just tanks as much as he can. There's a Hindenburg, renowned for starting fires, working towards the Hindenburg myself at the moment. I'm at the ruin. I want to slip my wrists at the moment. Getting to grips with the ruin, but it's not an easy ship to play. Yeah. But he manages to get an incapacitation, 5 penetrations and a fire on the Hindenburg there. Switches over to the Pomeroon that's coming in, because they are losing B-cap. Sexy Daytona 251. What a name. Oh, Shimakaze kills the Holland. That's not good. And interesting, I see he has RPF. And his Yoshino, I think he might be using probably a Harugumo or a Shimakaze captain on this ship. Of course, it is a premium. It's a gold ship. Therefore, you can move captains around without any penalty. I use my Zao captain a lot on my Azuma. And it just makes it very, very good. Incidentally, my Zao captain was my first 19-point captain. He used to be on my Yamato until I finished the... what was it? I can't call it a directive. That long mission to get Yamamoto Isokoro. Then I put Yamamoto Isokoro on my Yamato, where he belongs. And, oh, there's a beach, Massachusetts. Hopefully that'll soon be on fire, beach, Massachusetts. 6 penetrations, over 7,000 damage, no fires. Damn, Reichenbacker, you were robbed there. In the top left-hand corner, we can see that Louise is in an intense fight holding off Pomer and this Hindenburg. Just moving forward and backwards. Yeah, he gets a fire on the Hindi again. Of course, cruiser fires that didn't burn that long. And secondly, the cruiser instinctively puts it out. Overshoots that. And he is going full speed, wide. As we see a bunch of torpedoes coming in on Louise. Excuse me. There he gets a fire. I do apologize about that sneeze. Like I said, it is spring here. So their team has just lost to North Carolina. That forgot that the Pomeroon has torpedoes. Reichenbacker manages to get a fire on a Massachusetts again. Massachusetts puts out a single fire. That might have been a mistake. He reloads AP because there's a ruin coming in broadside at the back. And unfortunately, 2 over penetrations. Now, while Louise is doing his very best to tank here, another Massachusetts is pushing in, but they're going to push Louise quite heavily. But Petropavlovsk is not something you dislodge from an island very easily. I said to Louise he should really look at getting Kuznetsov for his Kremlin or his Petropavlovsk. That would just be so good. Unfortunately, at this sort of angle, we are obscuring the Massachusetts a little bit with the top video. Hope everybody excuses that. We see Reichenbacker zoom in and out, making sure where the rest of the enemies are. And he gets a double fire. Gets a double fire on the Georgia. Georgia also gets the quick damage control. This one Massachusetts manages to take out the other Massachusetts. They are 5 for 5 remaining in the match. Massachusetts takes out the Georgia. Georgia kills the Massachusetts. They're now 4 for 4. We see Reichenbacher now shooting again at that ruin. And somebody is typing. Our Yoshino is trying to drive to the next map. So he clearly doesn't know. Louise in the Petropavlovsk manages to finish this ruin. We see in the top left hand corner. And now he is pushing into the B cap. Perfect job for the Petropavlovsk to do. So our Yoshino is trying to... yeah. And Reichenbacher types back, your Yoshino has been slapping shit left and right. And if we look at it, he's had 15 fires. He's had 1 kill. He's on 176,000 damage. I really do think he's been playing the Yoshino the way a Yoshino should be played. Not Reichenbacher. Louise has got only 121,000 damage in his Petropavlovsk. But he's played his Petropavlovsk the way a Petropavlovsk should be played. Tanking stuff. Bow in, whereas the Yoshino is a kiting ship. Very much the way you play Zao, Hindenburg, or Azuma. I personally think the Azuma is great. I've featured multiple replays where I've had 200,000 damage games in her, and I've learned to live with her quirkiness, and sometimes somebody gets a lucky strike on you. Bismarck takes out enemy Riga. And there's only 2 for 4 now. And fortunately, Louise runs into a wall of skill from a Shimakaze. I really think the Shima is OP. Changed my mind. And he loses nearly all of his health. He's on a sliver of health left. That said, he's still alive and he's still turning B cap. And somebody types bad luck, Petro. You know what? That is the danger of going into a cap. You can sit outside and complain, etc., or you can play the objective. And it's something I've said the past week or two on the channel. Play the objective. Sometimes don't play for your own damage numbers, etc. And then the rest will follow. So we see that Louise in his Petropavlovsk was able to grab the B cap. So now they're at 804 to 573 points. There's only a Hindenburg and the Shimakaze remaining. We see the Hindenburg coming out. Yes! Reichenbacher scores 3 penetrations of fire and he manages to kill Hindenburg. Well done, well done. So with only the Shimakaze remaining, we can take a look at the scores. 184,100. 2 kills, Citadel, 16 fires and 120 shell hits. Louise also 123,000 damage. And Louise types GG. He really is actually a nice bloke. And we see the Shimakaze coming out for a fight. He knows things are over. So he's not going to run to the corner to A1 and just waste everybody's time. Speaking of time, there's not a lot of time to waste. The match ends in 35 seconds. Oh. Reichenbacher scores an incapacitation without actually scoring any damage. That's unpleasant and very unlucky. Shimakaze goes dark again. We can see up in Louise's corner, he's out of hydro, he is out of radar, there's nothing he can do. And as the match counts down, 3, 2, 1, and the match is done. And this was Louise's after-match screen, 123,000 damage. The Yoshino from Rickenbacker was second and Louise third. What a total awesome match, everybody. Thanks for watching today. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and we'll speak soon. Take care. Cheers.